the main event of the evening, the 2015 Fighter of the Year.
You can start.
A lot of people to throw into the mix here. From a UK perspective, honourable mentions certainly deserve to go to Jamie McDonnell and also to Terry Flanagan. Yeah, both of these guys have put forward excellent cases for them to both to be considered the number one fighter in their division. You know, whether you rank them as number one or slightly lower than that, it's by the by. But both of these guys have announced themselves on a global scene with dominant performances, in my opinion, against decent opposition as well. Floyd Mayweather, I think he has an argument for being Fighter of the Year. Not only was he involved in the biggest event, but he also highlighted the fact of what a dominant pound for pound number one he is by completely schooling the widely regarded pound for pound number two. Gennady Golovkin, he certainly deserves to, have his name thrown into the mix. Has he fought at the very top of his division? Maybe not. But David Lemieux was a legit top 5 middleweight, and the manner with which he handled him showed that at this stage he really is a class above. Canelo Alvarez, for me, a really mature, career-peaking performance from Canelo Alvarez when he fought Miguel Cotto. I thought his shot selection was perfect, his accuracy was perfect. We know Canelo can come forward and have a fight, but he also showed he could box at a really, really high level. All of these guys, very, very, very deserving of Fighter of the Year. But for me, there can only be one winner. Tyson Fury is the Boxing Gossip 2015 Fighter of the Year. This is a guy who went to the backyard of one of the most dominant champions in the sport. I mean, this is equivalent of, let's put it this way, if Pacquiao had beaten Mayweather convincingly, there's no argument that Manny Pacquiao wouldn't be 2015 Fighter of the Year. For me, this is comparable to that. Vladimir Klitschko had been dominant champion for 10 years. He had one of the longest winning streaks in heavyweight boxing history. People say he was getting old, but it wasn't even that long ago that he was bombing out top heavyweights. Kubrat Pulev, for example, who was regarded as a top 3 or 4 heavyweight. We know what he did when he fought Alexander Povetkin. Won every round, dropped him 6 times, I think it was. We know what he did to guys like David Haye. Vladimir Klitschko is an all-time great heavyweight. If you look at his resume, if you look at his reign, if you look at his longevity, all-time top 10 heavyweight in my books. Fury went to his backyard and he ripped the title away from him. It may not have been the most fascinating of fights in a sort of Cleverly Fonfara or Gatti Ward type setting, but it was dominant, it was skillful, it was technical, it was a masterpiece of boxing. He took Vladimir's game plan away from him, he took his attributes away from him, and he was substantially the better man. And if I look at all of the fights and fighters, this was the biggest sporting achievement within the sport of boxing in 2015.
I'm struggling to disagree with him, which is rather annoying. I think the issue is, yes, Mayweather beat Pacquiao and schooled him, yes. The fight against Berto was just awful to watch. Gennady stepped up but beat everyone that he was meant to beat, including David Lemieux, which was the issue. Jamie McDonnell won twice against Kamada, yes, and they were very good fights. But that's the issue. But Terry Flanagan fought very well in his 2 fights, but it's difficult to say, really. I really don't want to agree with you, because it's just going to keep you going forever. I thought Kovalev had a very good year. But I suppose his first fight of the year against a chap whose name I'm struggling to remember doesn't really rank him up there. I'd probably be inclined to give it to either Mayweather, Fury or Golovkin, but I'm struggling.
I don't think you can make a reasonable argument giving it to Golovkin, really. I mean, Golovkin beating Lemieux was very, very good, but that's the equivalent of Tyson Fury beating Bryant Jennings, or Luis Ortiz.
Yeah, that'd be a really good win for Tyson.
It would be, and it was a really good win for Golovkin. But Golovkin beating David Lemieux is not enough to be Fighter of the Year, surely.
No, probably not.
You know, whereas it's just not as big an achievement, you know, as Tyson Fury going out there being a 5-1 underdog, fighting in the opponent's backyard. You know, someone who's dominant for 10 years. Funnily enough, I think the one you can actually make more of an argument for is Canelo. You know, I think Mayweather and Canelo you could make solid arguments for, but it's got to be Tyson Fury. He wins the gong for 2015 Fighter of the Year. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Agree, disagree. Either way, give us the thumbs up. Many thanks for watching.